Solving compound inequalities. Okay, so here we have a problem. 9a minus 3 is greater than or equal to negative 81, and 3 minus 7a is greater than negative 4. So we're going to use our equation solving skills. I'm going to put a line down here. I'm going to add 3 to this, add 3, because we want variable on one side, numbers on the other. And that's how we get rid of them. And so we bring this down. 9a is greater than or equal to negative 81 plus 3 is going to be negative 78. And I think I made a mistake. I don't think that's negative 81 on the paper. Let me go see really quick. Oh, yes, it's supposed to be negative 84. Okay, so negative 84 plus 3 is going to be a negative 81. Now it's going to come out to be a nice, beautiful number. Divide by 9. A is greater than or equal to negative 81 divided by 9 is negative 9. Now, you might say, oh, but Miss Rupert, there's a negative, so I should switch the signs. We didn't divide by a negative number. The number we divided by was a positive 9, so we do not change the signs. And there we have part of it, and it says, and let's go ahead and solve this on this other side and see what we have. We want to go minus 3, minus 3. Remember, there's the negative sign there, so negative 7a is greater than negative 7, because negative 4 minus 3 is negative 7. Then I divide by negative 7, divide by negative 7, and then something should go off. Click, 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 click. I divided by a negative. I better switch the sign. A is less than 1. Okay, so in general, when it's an and, we can put it together. So what's the lowest number? Negative 9, and then we're going to switch the sign, less than or equal to A, and it's less than 1. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and graph that on the number line. Negative 9, 1. Negative 9 is included. More ink here means it's going to be included, so there's more ink there. 1, less ink, so it's an open dot, so it's not included. And then I shade all this. And then I'm going to write our interval. So our interval goes from negative 9 included. If it's included, it's a bracket, comma, 1 is not included. So there's your 3 solutions right here, where you have your graph, your interval notation, and you have your inequality right there. So I know this is a lot to take in, but I know you can do it. Let's get more practice with it, okay? So right here, so that's and, intersection. In general, it's usually just a short little section in there. So let's move on to the union one. 4k plus 2 is greater than 14. Minus 2, minus 2. 4k is greater than 12. Divide by 4. K is greater than 3. Okay, or we're going to add 6 here, add 6 here, and we get 2k. Watch the sign. If it's a minus sign, it becomes a negative 2k, and that's less than or equal to 4. Divide by 2, divide by 2. K is less than or equal to 2. Okay. All right, so it's still or. Let's see what that's going to be on the number line. So we start with the lower number, 1. K is less than or equal to 2. If it's or equal to, more ink here, so it's going to have to be a closed dot. And it's shaded to the left. And since it's an or, we're going to say K is greater than 3, less ink, so it's greater than there, and it's shaded to the right. So there's our graph. And now for our interval, we put parentheses, negative infinity, the lowest number on the graph, comma, 2, which is included, so it's a bracket, and we're going to unite, or the union, with 3, parentheses, 3 is not included, comma, infinity. And that's a parenthesis. I can't write really good when it's like way over there, but that's 3, comma, infinity. Okay? All right, now normally with ands, we get something like this. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay? So there's one end. Generally, we're going to make sure all the ends in the middle. Okay? I'm going to add 2 right here. And if I do it on this side, now we have 2 sides of the equation there and there. So I'm going to add 2 here, and I'm going to add 2 here. So I'm going to go negative 18 plus 2 is negative 16 is less than, that goes away, negative 4n, and it's less than or equal to 2 plus 2 here is 4. Now to get n by itself, I need to divide by negative 4. And I have to do that in all 3 spots. Divide by negative 4. Okay, something should click. I divided by negative. What does that mean? I get to switch all 3 of my signs. So 16, negative 16 divided by negative 4 is going to be 4. Is less than n, and it's less than or equal to, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, 4 divided by negative 4 is negative 1. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and flip that around so the lowest number's on the left. So maybe I put that down a little too early. Put that in here. So negative 1 is going to be greater than or equal to n, which is greater than 4. So we're just simply going to be graphing that now. Negative 1 is right here, and it's a closed dot. 4 is going to be over here, open dot. And we're going to be shading in between. No, wait a minute. Negative 1 is greater than or equal to n. Okay, no, I rewrote it incorrectly here. So this should be, I apologize. Okay, so negative 1. Oh, I don't think I switched the signs. Okay, that's correct. Negative n, negative 1 is, I'll go over that one in class. Okay, I'll go on to the next notes. Okay, this one right here, 8r is greater than negative 56, or negative 1 plus r is less than or equal to negative 11. I'm going to divide by 8. I didn't divide or multiply by a negative, so I leave the sign the same. R is greater than negative 7, or, let's see, add 1 here, add 1 here. R is less than or equal to negative 10. Okay, that goes away. So to graph that, I'm going to put negative 10 here, negative 7, negative 10 less than or equal to, so it's a closed dot this way, and r is greater than negative 7, so that's an open dot this way. So there's our graph, and our interval will be from negative infinity to negative 10, union that with negative 7, comma, positive infinity. And one mistake that I made right here, Negative 10 is included, so it needs to be a bracket. Very good if you caught that mistake before I did. Okay, now we're going to do one from the packet. Negative 10n minus 9 is greater than or equal to 109, negative 109, and then that equation right there. So I'm going to solve for n. I'm going to add 9. Negative 10n is greater than or equal to negative 100. Divide by negative 10. Divide by negative 10. And, something going off. I divided by a negative, so I've got to switch the sign. N is less than or equal to 10. Okay, now we're going to solve this. Minus 7 minus 7. N is greater than 3. So, can we put these together? The lowest number is 3. 3 is less than n. It's the same as writing this, but you're going to reflect it around there. And then it's also less than or equal to 10. So we can put those two together like that. Then we can graph it on the number line. 3, 10. 3 is not included. 10 is included. And it's in between. So in general, an and one is going to be in between. Usually the ors will be at the ends. Okay. Interval notation, lowest number is 3. Put parenthesis, comma, highest number is 10. That is included, so it's a bracket. And that's what you have in interval notation. Okay. Hopefully that's enough notes for you to do well in your packet. Remember, students, you rock.